On the beat.
Ebusia higher classify show base and then no first time I'll be like a video, no share, no subscribe. Am I ene die ene semone twego ne edoso and then Afenyo Markins and Sam George ekushia wo appointment committee na mo amunim Sam George eba no obi anano odin enye easy ene argument no de na say enye easy kra wa ewo ho mo yenhwe ne yenhwe de ekoso high classify show base we like a video no share no subscribe amayen edasi
a trade fair where I was running my transport logistics business. You as a young man rented some of my trucks to do business, and we've had a very excellent relationship since then. I won't be the person to obstruct your career path. In the least, I should guide as your senior brother. Going through your CV, you are 85 born, I'm 78. I've seen a lot that you are here to see. Now, the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana, my respected colleague, Honorable Abu Jinapo, had posed a question to you regarding views you had earlier expressed about the Chief Justice. One of it was to the effect that she was deliberately delaying a suit in court. Which suit you and I notoriously know it to be the LGBT suit. Do you, with the benefit of St. Francis's prayer, which you have invoked, think that you were fair, benefit of hindsight, and now that you know, and granted, I just want to be fair to you, the case had certain applications flying here and there, and there were parties to it, and the respondent defendant's lawyer had made certain applications to the court, which I'm sure you didn't know at the time, correct?
Mr. Chair, I knew.
Okay, if you did, then the various adjournments which were occasioned by the defendant's lawyers couldn't have been the cause of my lady, the Chief Justice, correct?
Mr. Chairman, respectfully, I disagree.
So, it is your case for public records that her ladyship, the Chief Justice, deliberately delayed the suit that was before the Supreme Court. It is your case.
Mr. Chairman, my argument had always been...
Honorable nominee, respectfully, is it your case that the LGBT case mounted by my respected friend Richard Delasky, barrister at law, etc., was deliberately delayed by the Chief Justice of the Republic? Is that your position? Yes, no?
Mr. Chairman, the description are your attributions, not mine. My words were that she had the power to move the case faster than it was being done. And subsequent actions after the demonstration that I led have actually proved my position to be true. That when the Chief Justice gives a timeline, everybody, respondent or plaintiff, Attorney General inclusive, must abide by it. When she invoked her powers, everybody complied. So my contention that she could have expedited it if she had given earlier timelines were proving right by her subsequent actions. Thank you.
Do you think that prior to your comment, she was not doing her job well? Is that your case?
Mr. Chairman, I thought she could have done better in the exercise of her public office.
Do you think that your commentary was fair to her?
Mr. Chairman, I believe that all public officers are subject to constructive criticism, and I consider my comments constructive criticism.
Honorable Sam George, the process of empaneling, the process a case travels involving parties cannot be at the instance of the Chief Justice of the Republic. Do you agree to that?
The rules of procedure dictate who is responsible for empaneling of judges in cases.
Do you have evidence that my lady, the Chief Justice, delayed in empaneling justices for the case?
Mr. Chairman, there was never a question about a delay in empaneling. There was a question about a delay in hearing.
What occasioned the delay in hearing?
Mr. Chairman, I believe that only the Chief Justice can explain to this House why, when she gave us a date of July 18th for ruling, when we appeared before her on the 18th of July, she chose to adjourn ruling on the matter indefinitely. I can't speak to her reasoning.
Were you a party in the case?
Not directly, sir.
Were you a party in the case? Were you a party in the suit?
Not on the record.
Had you filed as an interested party in the suit, Mr. Sam George?
Not on the record.
Was it fair?
Leader, yes.
Come on. I would want to respectfully crave the indulgence of my colleagues to allow us to have a good understanding of what we are doing. Yet you didn't deem it fit to get into the case through your lawyer yourself.
Mr. Chairman, I had absolute trust in the representation for Mr. Speaker, who was a plaintiff and who, in my opinion, represented the interest of the sponsors of the bill. Thank you.
You mean the defendant, because the Parliament was a defendant?
Correct, Mr. Chairman.
The nominal defendant for that matter, because the principal defendant in the matter was the Attorney General. It being a constitutional matter.
That's correct, Mr. Chairman.
So I'm asking you that when you say we were given a date, what were you referring to?
I was referring to the defendants in the case.
Which defendant you were not part of on record?
Not on record.
So you agree with me that when there's you not being a defendant, and you not being a party in the suit, having criticized the Chief Justice in the manner you did was unfair to her office. You would agree with me?
Mr. Chairman, unfortunately, no.
Very well. When the Chief Justice who presided adjourned the suit sine die, indefinite, adjourned without a date, did you talk to the defendant's lawyers, that is the lawyers for Parliament, as to the reason?
Yes, I did, and they said no reason was given for the adjournment. The Chief Justice said she wanted to hear the substantive case before giving a judgment on the injunction case, because there were two cases before the court, the substantive case and the case for injunction. Now, the decision not to give a ruling on the injunction case basically and technically stayed the hand of Parliament indefinitely, because so long as there was no ruling Parliament could not appeal, Parliament could not act. It held Parliament in abeyance for almost 5 months.
Is that what the lawyers told you? Because we would then need to subpoena the lawyers to take the oath, because you are anchoring your criticism of the learned Chief Justice of the Republic to something that is done. So I just want to know from the inability of the court to make a pronouncement on the said dates affected the work of Parliament?
Mr. Chairman, I don't think it's in the place of the lawyers to determine what affects the work of Parliament. That's the role of Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
You had said that because of the decision of that day, Parliament could not proceed with its work, and that affected its work for some 5 months, correct?
That's correct, Mr. Chairman.
Did that information come from the lawyers to you?
Mr. Chairman, that information came to me from my reading of Article 106 of the Constitution, and with your leave, I would read.
Yes, please. Kindly take the leave of chair, not me.
Yes. Mr. Chair, do I have your permission?
Please go ahead.
So I read Article 106(7) of the Constitution, and that's what I premised that submission on. Where a bill passed by Parliament is presented to the President for assent, he shall signify within 7 days after the presentation to the Speaker that he assents to the bill or that he refuses to assent to the bill, unless the bill has been referred by the President to the Council of State under Article 90 of this Constitution. Parliament was unable, in fact, there was a letter, a cease and desist letter, signed by then Executive Secretary to the President, Nana Asante Bediotwo, asking Parliament not to transmit the bill as passed by Parliament, premised on the fact that there was a pending court case. Even though I think it's important we take judicial notice that his letter to Parliament came a day before any lawsuit was filed before the courts. Thank you.
I am asking you, do you think that your attack on the Chief Justice of the Republic had any basis in the exercise of those your constitutional rights?
Mr. Chairman, respectfully, I did not attack the Chief Justice. I criticized her, and she's not above criticism. Thank you.
Those criticisms, did you write them?
I want to believe that I express my views on social media out. Yes.
We would give you an opportunity to refer to your social media wall and read aloud and in full those criticisms that you don't readily remember. So go to your social media wall, pick it, we'll give you time so that you can read it, then we can proceed.
Mr. Chairman, I don't know about the ranking member, but I'm extremely active on social media. In fact, one of the most active politicians in this country on social media. It will be an exercise for me to say that I am scrolling through the hundreds and thousands of posts to begin to scan and identify. If I had been given full notice of this, I could have gotten a team to do that. But I believe that if there's a particular case that is in question, I could be referred to it. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, our proceedings allow a member time to rely on an important document. Therefore, if the member will need time to go through the particular posts, we would give him the time. He should be able to furnish us with that. So, Chairman, with the greatest respect, let him have the time to make that available.
Mr. Chairman, if there is the need for evidence of that, I can subsequently provide that to the committee. I can print out my entire timeline history for the purposes of the committee, because I will not be able to tell what would be of interest to the questioner. So I'll print out my entire timeline for the committee subsequent to this engagement. Thank you.
Criticism of the Chief Justice in a matter that you were not a party to.